Okay, guys, we're gonna be watching The Secret Truth is Jimmy Butler, Michael Jordan's son. Jimmy Butler kind of looks like Michael Jordan, because in this picture, they kind of look alike.
In the 2020 NBA playoffs, Jimmy Butler has been absolutely unreal. As we all know, he has helped to carry the Miami Heat all the way to the NBA Finals with his leadership and incredible ability to rise up in the clutch. And after an NBA Finals Game 3 in which Jimmy recorded a 40-point triple-double, led the Heat to a win without their second and third best players, and outplayed both LeBron James and Anthony Davis in the process, Jimmy left us all.
In Game 5, the Lakers could have won, but Danny Green just had to miss that shot. They could have won.
With a familiar feeling. It was as if we've seen this before. And you know what I'm talking about. That competitiveness, that absolute lack of fear when attacking the basket, the will to never let up and instead lead his team to a finals win. In Game 3, Jimmy Butler certainly looked Jordan-esque, which brings up a very, very interesting rumor, because if we look a little closer, if we look at Jimmy's actual face when compared to Michael Jordan, we are suddenly at the beginning of one of the NBA's craziest conspiracies. Because I'm sure you agree, Jimmy Butler looks similar to Michael Jordan. In fact, these two pictures look near identical. And when we look at Jimmy Butler's backstory, well, is it possible? Is Michael Jordan Jimmy Butler's actual father? So, what's up guys, Mike here, and today we are back with the conspiracies. Trust me, I have seen the comments. I know you guys have wanted another conspiracy video, and this is a big one. I mean, of course, if Jimmy Butler is actually Michael Jordan's son, that might be the craziest story the NBA has ever seen. And the thing is, this conspiracy is not coming out of nowhere. There is actually a ton of speculation that does connect Jimmy and Jordan. You're not going to want to miss a second of this video, because trust me, things get crazy. Also, I do want to make this clear right now. Even if you don't believe in this conspiracy, that is perfectly okay, because remember, this is just a conspiracy. It's something that is fun to dive into and talk about the possibilities, but it's also something you can think is completely wrong. I do want to say though, make sure to watch the entire video before coming to a decision. Also, before we start, please like this video. It helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and thank you guys so much for killing it with likes lately. I appreciate it a ton. Trust me, it really does mean a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you never miss a new video. And now let's take a look at this insane conspiracy. So in this video, I am just going to present you with the straight facts and evidence and hearsay for this conspiracy so that you are able to get the full story here, and then after we have covered everything, both of us can come to a decision on the truth. You can decide for yourself and comment what you think down below, and I'll give my thoughts to end things. As for now, to get the full story here, we of course have to start at the beginning, which means we have to go back in time to February of 2016, when Terez Owens, the self-proclaimed #1 sports gossip blog in the world, received this tip. It read, "The child out of wedlock. Michael Jordan would not claim unwanted child in 1988 in fear of destroying marriage. Child took on mother's name of Butler. It was reported he paid mother off so he would not tarnish his public image and legacy and role model figure. After 13 years, mother kicked child out of the household because payments stopped. Report from," and then the source is blank here, which would make sense. That is standard protocol. If someone gives a journalist a tip like this and wants to remain anonymous, the journalist is certainly supposed to respect that fact. That is how they keep their integrity. So with that report in mind, we have another report that states Jordan had a kid with a woman at or around the time Butler was conceived. It was well documented and is even reported that he tried to sneak into the hospital and that she received 23 roses while in the delivery room. 23 roses, of course Michael Jordan's number is 23. Here we are, the seeds have been planted for the Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son conspiracy. Now, with these two statements in mind,
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the food you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
if you you did not know, Jimmy Butler's dad was never a part of his life, as it has been said that Jimmy's father left his family when Jimmy was just a baby. It is also well documented that when he was 13, Jimmy's mom kicked him out of the house with the words, "I don't like the look of you, you gotta go." That is incredibly harsh and horrible, but in terms of this tip, the pieces could theoretically fit here, especially when you consider that at least publicly, it is not known who Jimmy Butler's father is. In fact, if you go and Google Jimmy Butler's real father right now,
I think I'm gonna do that right now. Just search him up. Wanda Butler. Just shows Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan videos. He looks like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
all you get is Michael Jordan conspiracies, which means this theory has at least a little credibility to start out with because we do not know Jimmy Butler's father at all, but really the most promising piece of evidence we have is this picture. The picture that turns this from an outlandish claim to something that is at least worth looking into, because as you can see, when both Michael Jordan and Jimmy Butler's faces are combined, they look practically like the same person. Going further here, when we look at Jeffrey and Marcus, Michael Jordan's confirmed sons, we see that Jimmy looks more like Michael than they do. On top of this, Mike was listed at 6'6", while Jimmy is listed at 6'7". A very similar height, while Jeffrey is just 6'4", and Marcus is just 6'1". Weird. And as for the entire story attached to this claim, well, that would make sense too. Michael Jordan was already with his then girlfriend and future wife, Juanita Vanoy, at the time that Jimmy would have been conceived, and Michael and Juanita already had a son, Jeffrey, in 1988. Seeing as Jimmy was born in 1989, it would make sense that if Michael Jordan did value his reputation and image over raising a child he had out of wedlock, along with the fact that he would want to keep his relationship with Juanita intact, Mike could have paid Jimmy's mother to not say anything, as at this point, Michael Jordan was a role model to millions, and having the label as an unfaithful cheater attached to him, well, that would massively damage his reputation, to say the least. As for the logistics here, as we'll call them, well, Jimmy Butler was born on September 14th, 1989. Babies generally take about 9 months to go from point A to point birth, so would this be possible? Well, Michael Jordan did indeed play the Houston Rockets early on in 1989. However, they played at Houston on February 3rd, which would mean Jimmy would have been born in just 7 months and 2 weeks. That would have made him a premature baby, and there is no proof that he was one. That has never been mentioned. However, remember the tip that Owens received. That tip stated that these events took place in 1988, which would make sense because if Jimmy was conceived in December, 9 months later, boom, he would be born in September. And would you look at that? The Chicago Bulls actually played the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas on December 3rd, 1988. Dallas is just a 3.5 hour drive to Houston, and it would make sense that Mike would want to go to Houston because of their reputation for having great clubs of some kind, I don't know. Also, the Bulls just so happened to have a 3-day break in between games after this Dallas game, so there was certainly time for Jordan to make his way to Dallas and possibly make Jimmy Butler in the process. So there we have it. That is the full story with all of the supposed evidence and hearsay attached to it. Which means now, comment down below what you believe, and as for me, I'll give you a second to pause and comment and... okay, it's time for my opinion. Personally, I think that this is almost definitely a false story, although it is an interesting concept for sure. Now, the main reason why this story just does not make sense to me is that if Michael Jordan really was Jimmy Butler's dad, wouldn't his mom at least tell him? I know in this theory slash rumor that she was paid to keep quiet, but it is difficult to think that a mother would really keep the identity of a child's father from him if she knew. With that said, Jimmy's mom did kick him out of the house and make him homeless at the age of of 13, so maybe she is that type of mom. But even if that is the case, why would she suddenly go silent when the payments stopped? That makes absolutely no sense at all. Wouldn't she just then threaten to expose Michael Jordan so that she could still keep getting money? And if Jordan did not respond to those threats, well, she then could have actually exposed him, become famous, and written a book and got on talk shows and all of that. She could have made a lot of money out of this situation, and she just did not. And speaking of money, raising Michael Jordan's secret baby certainly seems like it would get you more than just enough money to get by. Jimmy was raised in a very poor situation, and if his mom really was paid off, I think they would have had a nicer life, at least in terms of what money can buy you. Not to mention, Jimmy seems like a pretty smart guy. I'm sure he asked around when he was a child as to who his father is, and in all likelihood, he just doesn't want to be associated with a man who abandoned him when he was a baby. That makes perfect sense to me, and it fits in with Jimmy Butler's character. When it comes down to it, it is not only hard for me to believe, but impossible for me to think that Jimmy would look at Michael Jordan and the extremely rich lifestyle that Jordan had, then look at the horribly poor childhood he himself had to endure, and not have anything but probable hatred for Mike if he was Jimmy's father. That would be completely understandable, but here we see Jimmy and Jordan at Mike's camp. They are having a shooting competition here, and it certainly does not seem like Jimmy has any hard feelings towards Mike. It appears that they are perfectly fine. As for the fact that they look similar, well, there are whole websites dedicated to celebrity lookalikes, and those people are not related. It's just a coincidence. That is in all likelihood what this is too. So at the end of the day, while this would for sure be one of the craziest stories the NBA has ever seen, I also think that this is one of the biggest stretches of a conspiracy the NBA has. So with that in mind, I do want to give a huge shout out to Jimmy Butler and everything that man has achieved. He went from being homeless as a teenager to an NBA All-Star and is now the leader of an NBA Finals team. He is the definition of what hard work and resilience can get you in this life. He has my ultimate respect. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you also keep in mind this is just a conspiracy. It is supposed to be just a fun thing to speculate about. I hope you don't take it too seriously. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. Again, it helps me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn post notifications
I think
on
it's
so you
real.
never miss a video.
I
If you're
think
already subscribed, thank you so
Michael
much for
Jordan
supporting.
is actually
You're
Jimmy
awesome.
Butler's
You all know it
father
is. Always
because
have
they
an
look
awesome day,
alike.
guys, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are
Sing
two
will show
videos
you
I
the images. See, in this picture, they look alike in this picture. So I think Michael Jordan is his father. So thank you guys for watching, and this is my choice. This my not to say it, but thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.